Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we have a perfume diaries video where I will be updating you guys on my monthly perfume tray, the fragrances that I have been wearing, the ones I've been loving, if I have any declutters. I will be sharing all of that with you in this video. So if you would like to see my first perfume tray update of June, just keep on watching. As always, I hope that you guys are doing amazing today. I am doing so good. I got some sun yesterday. I have a little bit of a tan going on. So I'm very excited to get into this perfume tray update. But before I start this perfume tray update, I want to thank today's sponsor, which is Juliana's Perfume. I'm going to be sharing 3 fragrances with you guys today quickly that I am just so in love with. If you haven't heard of Juliana's Perfume, they create fragrances that are inspired by so many niche fragrances. Their prices are super affordable. They have been kind of doing like a makeover to their website. So if you have shopped from them before, you will notice that their bottles are a little bit different. The quality of the fragrances is still there, but you are getting them at a better price. You aren't going to get a crazy amount of packaging or anything because they just don't want to be wasteful. They also have different sizes available now, which is another thing that I'm super excited about. If I share a fragrance that you might be interested in, they now offer 10 ml fragrance sizes. That way you can try a fragrance just like how I love to do. You guys know that I always encourage you guys to try travel sizes first. That's a great way to get to know a fragrance, and then if you love it, you go ahead and get the full size. So I'm going to be leaving all of the information in the description box if you would like to check them out. I'm going to go ahead and share the 3 fragrances for today that I strongly recommend to you guys. So the first one I'm going to be talking about today is Kissed by an Angel. So here is the packaging. This is the bottles that they are offering now. And Kissed by an Angel is inspired by Angel Share, which I own the original Angel Share. It's a love for me for the holiday season, for Thanksgiving time. That's kind of when I start itching to wear those types of fragrances. And I've been hearing Opinionated Scents rave about Kissed by an Angel, but it was out of stock for a while, so I couldn't get my hands on it. And now I was able to get this fragrance, and when I tell you, Tara was right with this one. This one for me, I think might be better. I feel like Angel Share, I love the scent of it. If you are Latina and you know what coquito is, Angel Share always makes me think of coquito because it has like those spices, the cinnamon, but there was always something about Angel Share that I always shared with you guys, and it was that it was so strong. So I would only be able to do like one spray, and I would have to mix it with something a little bit sweeter or a little creamier to kind of round it out, because if not, it would turn very like woody on me along with those spices. But Kissed by an Angel, they did this perfectly. So when I receive these fragrances, I spend an entire day with them. I spray them on my skin. I test them out to see how I feel about them. And I sprayed this on my skin the other day while I was editing videos, getting organized. And when I tell you that I was getting whiffs of this fragrance, I put it on around 10 o'clock in the morning, and when I was making dinner that day, 5-6 o'clock, I can still smell this on my skin. I'm impressed. This to me is the perfect version of Angel Share. If you found Angel Share a little too sharp, a little too much for you, or maybe it's a little too masculine leaning or too much of that spice and the booziness, I feel like in here it's just smooth. It's rounded out perfectly. I am in love with this one. You guys are going to hear about this one this fall season. If you are a gourmand girl, if you love those fragrances during fall time that are just spicy and cozy and a little boozy, and if you like that coquito vibe that I was talking about, definitely pick up a travel size of Kissed by an Angel. It is so good. Next up, we have one that I was not a fan of, the original one, and this is another Kilian inspired fragrance. This one is called Apple Rum Delight, and this one is inspired by Kilian Apple Brandy on the Rocks. I remember the first time I smelled that fragrance, and I remember being like, no, I'm not a fan of this. I don't like it. So when I received samples and I tried this one, I immediately thought about fall time. It is the perfect fall fragrance. If you were to get these two, which is Kissed by an Angel and Apple Rum Delight, they are just fall scents. Oh my god. If you love apple, You guys know I love apple. I'm an apple girl. And when mixed with boozy notes and spices and just the way that this is done, is so delicious. It's more of a booziness that I get from this fragrance, a little spicy, a little warm. That apple is juicy, but in a fall way. This is not summer to me. And again, the longevity with this one, I was so impressed. Next up is another one that my jaw dropped with this because I own the original one of this fragrance and I did declutter it because there was something about it that I just wasn't reaching for all the time. And when I tried the sample of this, I was just like, I need to let them know that this is spot on. It lasted so long on me. It was so strong. I won't even realize that I decluttered it because it smells the same. And this one is Head Over Heels. And this one is inspired by yet another Kilian fragrance. And this one is inspired by Rolling in Love. Romantic, beautiful, intimate type of scent. And look at that atomizer. On my skin, which I have very troublesome skin, a lot of fragrances do not last on me. I don't have any issues with Juliana's perfume, and I'm saying that 100%. They last so long on me, and Head Over Heels is just the perfect scent. This is spot on to Rolling in Love. But again, I feel like it might be smoother to me. It has an almondy touch to it. It's definitely a little powdery. It has a little bit of sweetness, but it's not cloying. The sweetness is not overdone. And it's just going to make you smell so approachable, romantic, and sweet and smooth and just delicate. So those are 3 scents I wanted to share with you guys today. Everything will be in the description box, the names of the fragrances and the link to the website. Check them out. Thank you so much to Juliana's Perfume once again for sponsoring today's perfume tray update. And with that said, let's jump right into the update. So the first thing I'm going to share with you guys is some declutters I have. So I am going to be posting some perfumes on my Mercari. Decluttering for me has gotten pretty hard. I will not lie. When I stand in front of my collection, there are so many fragrances that I will look at and I'm just like, I can't get rid of that. I can't get rid of that. It is getting a little bit harder for me to declutter, but I still need to declutter. I had to get a little strict with myself, and I am going to be getting rid of about 6 fragrances so far. 3 of the ones that I'm going to be listing are not from the tray. They're just fragrances that I decided to let go of. And these 3 that I'm going to talk about were in this tray and I just haven't been feeling them. The first one that I'm not 100% sure I'm going to get rid of yet, but the last few times that I've been wearing this one, I just don't feel as in love as I was when I first used to wear it. I still recommend it. This is an affordable fragrance. It's one that smells very feminine. And if you're not a fan of very strong florals, the florals in this one are not headache inducing. They're not sharp. And this is Coach Floral Blush. I have had this fragrance maybe for like 3 years now, and I have always recommended it because it's just, like I said, a beautiful floral where it's not too sharp. It's just soft and feminine and has sweetness in it. I'm still not 100% sure, like I said, about this one, but I just don't really feel as in love as I was before. I just feel like it's okay if I let go of this one. I'm always gonna have to just let things go. If I ever want it back in my collection, I'll bring it back, maybe in like a smaller bottle, because this bottle is the 3 fluid ounce bottle. This is my favorite one out of this line. The other ones did not work for me. This one is just beautiful, but I'm just not really feeling it as much as I used to, so I'm going to let it go, but I still recommend this one a lot. The next one, some of you guys might be like, why? Again, it's just one that I will wear it and it's nice, it's refreshing, but I do prefer my coconut fizz. This is the Guerlain AQUA Allegoria Limon Verde, which is a stunning fragrance. It is very strong on the lime. What helps this fragrance out a lot is that even though it is strong with the lime, a very citrusy green lime type of scent, but it also has sugar, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it has fig and tonka. Don't remember the notes off the top of my head right now, but I just think my coconut fizz is much better on me, and they kind of share like the same vibe. They're very refreshing, very cooling. This one is really nice. I just feel like I'm not putting it on as much as maybe someone else would, and I think these are discontinued, so I will be posting this one, and hopefully one of you guys really enjoys this fragrance. And then the last one I'm going to be putting up on my Mercari is yet another SNIF fragrance. This is their latest release, and this is Coco Shimmy. So I am going to update you guys on this one because I was looking forward to keeping this one in my collection. I have been very curious about SNIF lately, but unfortunately, I feel like SNIF is not really for me. But I will say this, most of the fragrances that I have tried from SNIF, it's just, they're too harsh for me, and they're too almost masculine leaning for me. I don't find them soft. I don't find them smooth and beautiful. They're more like strong and bold in my opinion. So if you do prefer that, I would definitely recommend them. Now, Coco Shimmy, I really was rooting for this one, like Tyra Banks. It's just not one that is worth keeping for me. I have other fragrances that give off kind of like that beachy coconut vibe. And the sunscreen note in here is kind of what messes it up for me. I did wear it a couple times and it didn't give me a headache. It didn't bother me or anything, but I just didn't find it special enough for me to keep it in my collection. If you don't own any coconutty, creamy, summer, very smooth and tropical and that beachy type of vibe, then you might like this one. It might work for you, but I just feel like I was a little underwhelmed with it, and the performance on me was not the best. Like, I would spray this one on and I didn't really feel like I smelled it a lot as I was wearing it. It's not bad. It doesn't smell bad at all, but I'm just not like super excited about it. So that one's going to be up on my Mercari as well. So those are the three that I am decluttering from this tray. I don't think there's going to be any more declutters because I absolutely love all the other ones. So let's get into the update for the ones that I wore and loved. Oh my God. I don't think I would be able to rank these for you guys. I have been trying to rank the fragrances, but man, I love all of these so much. So I don't think I could do it. I'm so impressed with all of them. They have been wearing beautifully in this hot weather. It's been in the 90s here, so it's been hot. The first one I'm going to start off with is My Baby. Now, this fragrance right here doesn't get love. There are some people that love it, but I feel like in the fragrance community, this is just one that's not popular. People don't really love it, and I absolutely love it, and I still love it. I've been loving it for years, ever since it was released, and this is Versace Dylan Turquoise. This fragrance, you guys, so I wore this the other day to go out. I wore this to dinner. So we went to go have dinner on Friday. My husband got off work. I was getting ready with the girls and I splashed myself with this fragrance from head to toe. And when I tell you, I was in love. It is a citrusy, woody fragrance, but what makes this one stand out from other fragrances for me is that it has a guava note. And I did see that some people mentioned that the guava note just didn't stick around on their skin, so all they ended up getting was like this very harsh lemon with wood, and they thought of like a cleaning product. So I'm thinking this one's more depending on your skin and your pH and how it's going to react while you're wearing it. But I get so much of that sweet guava, so it's literally like a really super refreshing, cooling, citrusy scent. The lemon is definitely there. It's very woody, but I do enjoy woody fragrances. I pick up so much of that guava and it gives it just this very tropical, exotic, sexy vibe. Even though it's summer, it's refreshing. It's not going to be too heavy, but it definitely lasts on me. So I definitely recommend this fragrance if you can smell it in store or maybe pick up a travel size. It's so good, but then again, I wouldn't recommend blind buying. This one is definitely one that needs to be tried on the skin because it's going to work for some people and for other people it might not work. This is 10 out of 10 for me for summertime. I love it. I love the bottle. I love everything about it. So that is Versace Dylan Turquoise. Next up, we're going to talk about this Pacifica Beauty fragrance. I put this on my tray last month, but I mentioned to you guys that I didn't get to wear it as much. So this month, I definitely put this on. I went out with it. I tested it out and I am so excited. This is an affordable fragrance. And if you're looking for something affordable for the summer, definitely look into this one. This one is gorgeous. This one's called Passion Fruit. And this is a recent release for Pacifica Beauty. They have recently changed their packaging. Out of the new fragrances that they came out with, this was my favorite one. This one is definitely one that I can smell while I have it on, so I have no issues with performance. To me, it's very flirty. It makes me think of like a coral colored dress with a really nice tan, and you have like a very bright lipstick on, loose hair, like beachy hair. It's just a flirty, sparkling, fruity scent for summertime. So this one is one that I love. Definitely recommend. This one from me gets close to a 10 out of 10. I would give it like a 9 out of 10. This fragrance is really nice. It wears beautifully, makes me feel like I smell amazing, very flirty, girly. It's juicy, but in a very like sparkly way. Passion fruit is a huge hit for me this summer. I have been loving it. Next up is another one that I'm so happy I didn't give up on it. I'm so happy that I just got it and let it sit in my collection. And I'm just a true believer now that when something doesn't last a long time, but you like the scent of it, keep it and let it sit. At the rate that we are seeing perfume releases, I feel like they're just being made and they're being put out. So when you first get them, they might be a little watery. And I feel like with time, a fragrance gets thicker, different notes start coming out here and there, and it might just be a whole different experience if you just let it sit for a little bit. And that's what I did with ELLIS Brooklyn Apple Love. I wore this one already like about 3-4 times this month, and I wore it last night to bed. When I tell you, this is one of my favorite Apple fragrances, and it just smells so good for summertime. But you can wear this one year round because it does have a few sugary and vanilla notes in the base that really make it stand out from other Apple fragrances. This one for me, 10 out of 10 again. It's so hard for me to recommend which one I like more because these are just hits for me. These are my type of fragrances. This fragrance, when I first got it, it would barely last half an hour on me, but there was something about the scent that I really loved, and I ended up going through a whole travel size of it. I ended up using it to layer with other fragrances, and it's just beautiful. The muskiness in here is perfection. It's not too sharp, it's not too much, and it just makes you smell fresh and clean, but in like a very juicy, pretty way. Not soapy, not too clean. At first, the performance is terrible, I'm not going to lie. But now that I let it sit, I actually had it on for bed last night and it lasted a long time. We watched a movie, I went to bed, I woke up and I could still smell it on my PJs. So this is a love. I definitely recommend Apple Love. 10 out of 10 for me. And sticking to ELLIS Brooklyn, I also have Miami Nectar, which I have been wearing as well, as you can see. And this one is just, again, they took a piña colada type of vibe, added like some palm trees to it, some breezy vibes to it, and then they added a sexy woody type of dry down. They did it with this fragrance. I love it. It opens up very tropical. I almost think of something that reminds me of like banana in a way. Not that it smells like banana, but something reminds me of banana. Sweet, juicy, tropical, and then the dry down starts getting a little woody, a little sexy. This is perfect if you're looking for a summer scent and you want something that's a little bit more new, something that's trending, then definitely look into Miami Nectar. I don't have any complaints about this one. This one lasts a good amount of time since the first time I got it. So it was not the same as Apple Love. This one actually just performed great from the start, so I'm pretty sure that it'll only get better for summertime. 10 out of 10. That is like vacation in a bottle. Next up, we have Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Summer Vibes. This one right here, again, this is another one that when I got it, I wasn't super crazy about it. I was actually kind of like, it's okay. I think this one I picked it up right before I had to move from Puerto Rico, and I had a lot going on. It was like the move and packing stuff. I remember getting it and just being like, it's okay. Like, I like it, but it's not, you know, mind-blowing. But then it sat for a little bit. This is so good. And what I like about this is if you are tired, like I was, of light blue DNA because I felt like when I was like 17, 18-ish around there, light blue was the only thing that I smelled everywhere. Like everyone wore light blue. And at that time, I didn't really wear it. So when I did wear it, it was nice because I didn't really wear that fragrance. But then I kind of felt like I have because I smelled it so much. And I'm not the type that cares if I smell like everyone else. I'm not the type to want to be like super unique. That's not my thing. I don't care if someone smells like me or I smell like someone else. Like that does not bother me at all. One bit. I don't care about that because I always tell you guys, when I wear fragrance, I do it for me. If I enjoy it, I'm wearing it. This one is peach instead of all of the citruses that is in light blue. This one has peach. So it's like a woody, juicy peach fragrance. And they did amazing with this one. Yes, it's so good. That peach in there is so juicy and mouth-watering and ripe and sweet. And then there's that woodiness. So it helps to make it a little sexy. It helps to make it last a little bit longer as well. And it just smells so good. Like you can wear this casually all summer long. You could wear it with jeans and a t-shirt. You can wear it to go out. I think all of these you can definitely wear day and night. They just smell so good on summer days and on summer evenings. 10 out of 10 again. No complaints. And last but not least is a fragrance that you guys, if you're new here, I got married in this fragrance. Like when I look back, I'm like, girl, did you really put on this fragrance to get married? Which I got married in court, so it's not like a huge wedding or anything, but it's just funny. This fragrance was with me for so many important things in my life, and that is Gucci Guilty. This fragrance right here is, to me, so sexy, but then it's not sexy to the point where if you were to walk into, I don't know, let's say like a work meeting or you went to work, they won't look at you like, okay, what is this girl doing? Like, that's too much. It's just sexy, but in like the perfect, like, I'm put together, I'm sexy, I'm feeling myself. It's just that type of vibe. I have gone through probably like 6-7 bottles of this fragrance by now. It is a fragrance that the notes I wouldn't typically go for, but this scent, there is nothing like this to me. Again, not a super popular. It was popular when it was released. I do remember a lot of people really enjoying it, but then after that it was like, that was it. But for me, it's just such a love. So Gucci Guilty will forever have a piece of my heart because I just love this fragrance. And it was also the fragrance that I was using while I was starting to date my best friend, which is my husband now. So it's just beautiful. I love it. I have no complaints about Gucci Guilty except that they discontinued it. That's what I'm mad about. And the one that is at stores now, which is like the longer bottle, everyone says it's not the same scent. That's why I haven't tried it out, but I'm thinking about maybe getting that one and doing like a comparison video to see if it's the same scent or if it's different, since this was my #1 scent for like 4 or 5 years, maybe even more. So Gucci Guilty is gorgeous. She's that girl for me. So that brings me to the end of today's tray update. I know this video was a little long, but I love hanging out with you guys, and I shared so many good fragrance recommendations. The ones from Juliana's Perfume are definitely going to chill out for June and July and probably August too. And then as soon as September comes around, you guys know we're switching it up and it's going to be fall time, and I'm going to be bringing out all of these fragrances that are boozy, cinnamon, apple, spicy. I'm very excited for it. So you will be seeing those in perfume trays 100%. And if you would like to wear them with me or kind of like sniff along with me when I do talk about them, you can go ahead and pick up the travel size. It's definitely way more affordable. You can try it out. So don't forget to check out Juliana's Perfume. And with that said, that's going to be it from me today. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope that you're having a great summer so far. Give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video.